People talk about the gender wage gap, and there have been plenty of economic studies that indicate that actually it's a bit of a myth. That is, yes, it is correct that women earn on average, I don't know what the number is, 78 cents for every dollar that men earn. However, if you compare women with the same work histories, the same educations, the same jobs to men in those same categorizations, what you find is that the gender wage gap disappears. The gender wage gap seems to be more a function of individual choice than it is some systemic discrimination. However, let's just take it on face value and look at the difference between men's earnings and women's earnings, forgetting about individual decisions and backgrounds and this sort of thing. What do we see? In 1960, the average full-time, year-round working woman earned about 60% of what the average full-time, year-round working man earned. Today, that number's 80%. So again, you see this market improvement over the course of a couple of generations.
I want to go back to the silliness of the assertions that you often hear regarding the wage gap, because I don't think there is one. I think it's demonstrable that there isn't one. But if there were one, you would see a couple of things. First, you would see a whole host of lawsuits because it's illegal. So the first thing you would see is a bunch of people, and if it's so profoundly pervasive as to yield the kind of differences that people assert, you would see lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit brought by women who were being paid less than their male counterparts in the same jobs. And frankly, you don't see that. Do you see some of that? Yeah, a little bit. And we take those claims actually quite seriously. But do you see some sort of wholesale move into the courts on the part of underpaid women? You most certainly do not. Second, if employers knew that they could pay women 80% what they pay men, I'm here to tell you, you would see a spike in male unemployment and you would see near zero female unemployment.
Yeah, what happened to all these heartless profit seekers? If that's indeed what these employers are, heartless profit seekers, they're going to ditch all of their male employees for the women who they could pay 80 cents on the dollar to.
That's right. I would hire as many women as I could find, and I would get rid of as many men as I could. And you don't see any variance at all in the unemployment numbers, literally none. So you have to look for evidence to support your assertions, and the people who make the assertion of the gender wage gap just don't look for evidence. They just look at one number. But when you account for that number with the personal choices that people make, college major, career path, work, family, life balance, the regular things that we always consider, the gender wage gap utterly disappears.